Okay, so we are live. First things first. Bharat and Snehashish were there when the Indian team arrived in the stadium about 1 hour back. About 1 hour back. The game is at 7:30 India time. It is 6:30 now. So about 5:30 India time is when the Indian team arrived in the stadium. Okay. When the Indian team arrived in New York for the Men's World Cup, at least 50 plus Indian journalists. Ishan Chahane will tell me how many. Ishan, you were there for the first India game in New York. Can you tell me
Yeah.
in June when you were there, how many Indian journalists were there in New York for that particular game? Just an approximate idea, please.
I think there were around
Hold on,
12
hold on.
to 14. 12 to 14.
In America, and how many came back in the chartered flight? More than 25?
Yeah, yes.
Total number of Indian journalists traveling to the Caribbean and in that chartered flight 25, 30, more than that. At least 100 Indian journalists covered the 2023 World Cup at home, more than that. Today, how many Indian journalists were there in Dubai when the Indian team reached the ground for their first match? Guess how many? Three. Bharat Ramraj, Snehashish Mukherjee, and one more colleague from another media house. And these were the three people who were there at India's practice yesterday. Three. Bharat Ramraj, Snehashish Mukherjee, and I can name Lavanya Narayanan. Three journalists. Three. That's it. This is what our commitment is. Four. Okay, one more. Four. Four. So, four journalists is our commitment to a Women's World Cup. For the record, this is our equal commitment as far as the media is concerned to the cause of women's cricket for the inaugural game that India is playing in the World Cup. Now, when the team reached the stadium, there were three: Bharat, Lavanya, and Snehashish. Chapter over. Bharat Ramraj, tell me, yesterday at practice, how many people were there? Today, when the team arrived, how many were there? And what is going on? The players were waving at the Indian media. This is two to three
No,
reporters just
yesterday,
entered. Yeah, Bharat, tell me.
yesterday during the training session, maybe about three, four journalists were there. Couple of them, my couple of my old colleagues were there. So that is about it in the training session. Today, when I came, I guess I was the first one to come here, basically, because even very few fans were there. I don't think any South African fans, West Indian fans also were there. Maybe after that, a couple of them came later. The Indian team obviously came a few minutes later. The New Zealand team as well, both squads. So yeah, a little bit the atmosphere is building up only now. A little bit the atmosphere is building up. Hopefully, it will build a little more as the day, as the evening becomes, night becomes.
See, the problem is that there will be a lot of people, Boria, that who will write that the men's team has won three World Cups, the women's team has not won it, and I mean the usual, the usual logic of being, of not covering or of not supporting the team is that we have not done enough, and nobody agrees to the logic that there were supporters, there was media when the Indian men's team had not done enough either. But
Anyone, anyone who says that the men's team has won three World Cups and that is why people are going is an idiot on air. If you say this, in the last 10 years, the men's team has won nothing, but that is not even the point. The
exactly.
point is whether you win or not win. This is your national team. The Chicago Cubs had not won anything between 1908 and 2016 for 108 years. Each year, Wrigley Field was full. That is what support is all about. Today, if my team loses, I will not cover the sport because I don't need to cover the sport. Who says so? And why? I mean, this whole idea that the men's team has won so that we will go and cover the men's game and the
Correct.
women's team has not won. I will say the women's team did better than the men's team between 2017 and 2020.
Absolutely.
Women's team made the final in 2017. Women's team made the final in 2020. The men's team did not make the final in 2019. So don't go and cover men's cricket. I mean, what is this going on? The World Cup is on. The World Cup is on, for God's sake. And we have 4 reporters covering India in practice, 2 from our organization. This is quite stunning, and that is a point I wanted to make. Bharat Ramraj, tell me something. What is the weather like? How is the build up? Give me some more details. Clearly, you are smiling. Means it's still very hot.
Yeah, it's very hot since afternoon itself. There's a little bit of breeze that at least was a calming influence for maybe 10-15 minutes, but it is quite humid, quite hot. When I came, there was very little crowd, but just now I see a little bit build up is there for the India New Zealand match. A few New Zealand fans are coming here, so hopefully in another 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes, we will see more of a crowd coming in. They're just filtering in. A few fans just coming to the gate now.
Let me take a question and then I'll go to Ishan. भाई देखो अब WPL भी आ चुका है. अब nobody should say final खेल लिया, semi-final खेल लिया. Very good. Same yardstick होना चाहिए for women as well as men's team. को जैसे कि लाते, what is this? लाताड़ मिलता है. Do the same, whatever that means. And भाई कोई आपको नहीं कह रहा है आदित्य ठाकुर की यार्डस्टिक अलग होना चाहिए. अरे पहले कवर तो करो. यार्डस्टिक किसने बोला है? हमने तो पब्लिकली बोला है कि अगर हरमनप्रीत कौर इस टूर्नामेंट नहीं जिताते हैं तो हरमनप्रीत कौर को छोड़ देना चाहिए, रिप्लेस कर देना चाहिए स्मृति मानधना से. जैसे हम लोग कह रहे थे रोहित शर्मा को रिप्लेस करना चाहिए, वैसे ही कह रहे हैं हरमनप्रीत कौर को रिप्लेस करना चाहिए. हम ये भी कह रहे हैं बीसीसीआई ने सब कुछ किया है. ऐसे कौन कह रहे हैं कि अलग होना चाहिए? बट आप पहले सपोर्ट तो करो. वहां तो मैं बोलूंगा आप अलग कर रहे हो, मेन को सपोर्ट कर रहे हो.
ये एक्सक्यूज है. दिस इज एक्सक्यूज. दिस इज नॉट सपोर्टिंग.
सपोर्ट तो करो भाई. फिर उसके बाद तो इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट तो तभी आएगा जब इक्वल सपोर्ट होगा.
Also इतना जो बोल रहे हो, this sports fan is actually right. Aditya, no men's team go into the World Cup without playing any T20I game for 2 months before the World Cup. तो इसलिए यार्डस्टिक कहीं पे भी सेम नहीं है, लेकिन कम से कम सपोर्ट करो. आपको यार्डस्टिक मेजर करने के लिए कोई नहीं बोल रहा है, ठीक है ना?
सिंपल सा चीज है भाई, सपोर्ट करो. ये कोई इशू नहीं है कि अलग यार्डस्टिक है, उनको फैसिलिटी सबको मिल रहा है. ये हम कह रहे हैं पैसा भी मिल रहा है. एब्सोल्युटली. WPL आ गया है, फैसिलिटीज आ चुका. ईशान शाह ने लास्ट ईयर WPL हमारे लिए कवर किया था पैक्ड स्टेडियम. जब भारत RCB कवर करता है पैक्ड स्टेडियम. हम लोग तो बार कह रहे हैं दिस इज वुमेन्स क्रिकेट 1983 मूवमेंट. सपोर्ट तो करो भैया, फिर उसके बाद तो हम करेंगे.
आरसीबी तो 16 साल से कुछ नहीं जीता.
हाँ, तो फिर आरसीबी को क्यों सपोर्ट करते हो भाई? आरसीबी को क्यों सपोर्ट करते हो? आरसीबी तो कुछ नहीं जीतता है, मेंस क्रिकेट में कुछ नहीं जीतता है. फिर जाके मेंस टीम को सपोर्ट मत करो, खाली
वुमेन्स टीम को करना, क्योंकि वुमेन्स टीम के पास ट्रॉफी है.
ऐसे थोड़ी कोई हो सकता है कुछ बोलोगे. ईशान, थॉट्स? आई नो यू आर स्माइलिंग.
Yeah, I mean, Boryada, what do I say? It's very disappointing actually that, the support seems only one-sided. I've been seeing it all throughout. Even when I used to go cover, you're right, I used to go to DY Patil, I used to go to Wankhede, and the support was always one-sided. And it's kind of shocking that it's still like this. We have a bunch of girls going to play for our country in this World Cup. We need all the support that we can possibly get. And if you're not getting it, then it's just really sad. So all you can do and tell these people is to come on. I mean, this is not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to support your girls, and if it's going to be like this, I can see you smiling as well. I'm not sure why, but let me continue. Let me just continue.
Smiling because Bharat is treating his microphone as a lollipop. Bharat almost was about to have, sort of clearly the heat is so much, but that is not the reason. There is one question, Ishan. I'll take this question and come to you. The question is, or rather a comment. Web Sports men's team won the trophy, then they got the support. Same with Chopra, it is for everyone. Jito support low. Nitish Gaming. Nitish, I am covering Indian cricket for the last 30 years. 1999, we did not even make the semi-final. We lost in the Super 6. Saurav Ganguly Edgbaston game, 183, that tournament. Packed Indian crowd. 2009, India did not even make the next step. Paul Collingwood, England captain, said, in England at Lord's, Indian fans outnumbered the English fans. 2015, again in the stadium, Michael Clark in the press conference, Australian captain in Sydney, said more than Australia, Indian support in Sydney for the World Cup semi-final. कौन सा टूर्नामेंट आपने जीता था भैया? कौन सा टूर्नामेंट? मैं तो वहां था, मैं तो कवर किया था, खुद देखा है। 30 साल से क्रिकेट कवर कर रहा हूं। कौन सा टूर्नामेंट के बारे में आप बात कर रहे हो कि जीतो और सपोर्ट लो? और नीरज चोपड़ा तो ओलंपिक सिल्वर के बाद भी गाली खा रहा है कि हम सिल्वर क्यों जीते हैं, क्योंकि अरशद नदीम जीत गया, वो पाकिस्तानी है। सो कितना बोलोगे, क्यों बोल रहे हो? अरे छोड़ दो यार, चुपचाप सपोर्ट करो। The little that we can do for this team is back. Bharat, give me a sense. What is going to happen? Yes, over to
Yeah, today's match. Sorry to say that there's a little bit of DJ sound coming here, so occasionally I may not be able to hear the question about India-New Zealand match, right? Yeah. So I expect India to come out on top. If you look at the two teams in these conditions, I think India are the better team. New Zealand obviously have some key players. Sophie Devine is there. She's very much their mainstay or the fulcrum of the lineup. Susie Bates is someone who's a veteran, who's been around for 15, 16 years, and she can kind of anchor the innings. There is Amelia Kerr as well, who bowls a lot of good googlies. A couple of honest tryers in Hannah Rowe and Rosemary Mayer, but I think New Zealand have to play above their potential to really challenge the Indian team and overcome this Indian team. I would say it is 60-40, at least 60-40 in favor of the Indian team before the start of the match.
There's the other Dubai man. He's the Dubai man, the stats man. Ashish, but I have two questions actually. One, of course, the concern that we have been talking about. You and I spoke about this yesterday. Also, that there aren't enough reporters during the practice session, even when India was entering. The other question that I want to ask is Pooja Vastrakar ankle taping. You were there.
Yes.
Please tell us, because that's a real cause of concern, to be very honest.
Yes, absolutely. I will talk about the Pooja Bhaskar thing first. As me and Bharat mentioned yesterday only that in the practice session we saw her, having fitness drills and all. And now today when she came down from the bath, entering the stadium, we saw, her having that, strap in that, left ankle, I think. So I think there is some issue, maybe some niggle, maybe. So it will be interesting to see whether she gets a chance in the playing 11 or not. But we all know that how important player she is for the team, because, as a front line bowler. So I think if she misses out, I think that's a huge setback for Team India. But hopefully she doesn't. Hopefully she doesn't. Yeah. So hopefully she doesn't. So let's see when the team news will come out. We can see that whether she gets a chance or not. And about the reporters, yes, I think when me and Bharat came around 4 p.m. there was no one. There was no one. Only both were waiting for the fans. Some fans. Okay, so fans came during that time only. Now 2-3 reporters I saw just came in and talking with the fans, but mainly the ICC guys and both me and Bharat were talking with the fans and all. So just now 10-15 minutes back I saw 2-3 reporters, but within these 4 gates where me and Bharat are roaming around, there was no such reporters reporting or having interacting with fans.
how many were there at practice yesterday besides you and Bharat?
Me, Bharat, and one more journalist. 3. That's it.
So Indian team has 3 media people in practice 1 day ahead of a World Cup match. 3. 1, 2, and 3. 2 from Rev Sports. And 1
That's a complete contrast. That's a complete contrast from the time that I went.
Yeah, and people giving excuses. I mean, seriously, somebody has written, because we support the team, that's why we are sad that India lost the Asia Cup final against Sri Lanka. Just by the way, that clearly shows that you guys don't follow women's cricket, because yes, Sri Lanka lost to Pakistan yesterday, and that was an upset. You can say whatever you want to, but this Sri Lankan team is not dependent on Chamari Atapattu alone. This Sri Lankan team, in fact, is going to pose difficulty to a number of teams. Yes, yesterday it did not work out. One bad game, that's fine. But it's not like the Sri Lanka team is a weak side that we lost against. I'm sorry, but you have to follow the men's and women's cricket teams differently. you cannot judge a women's cricket team depending on a men's cricket team, much like people used to do about India Pakistan. Pakistan women's team never posed any difficulties to us.
So RCB doesn't win, we will not support RCB. We will only support Mumbai
No,
Indians.
to that, whoever was arguing actually replied that I'm not an RCB fan. That's the excuse.
So whatever. So don't support Delhi also. The years that KKR doesn't win, don't support KKR. You say only some team that will win, I will support them. Is that the case? Come on. It is important that you support your women. It is important that you support Olympic sport. It is important that you support your Paralympic sport. Ishan Sharma coming back to the game. India versus New Zealand, tricky game. Amelia Kerr, Sophie Devine, Susie Bates. Bharat Ramraj has mentioned these three names multiple times. Add somebody like a Rosemary Bear, etc. New Zealand is not a rollover. And if from what we've seen in this particular match, the way South Africa batted, it looked like a decent enough wicket there. So it's not as if it was as slow as Sharjah.
Yeah.
The ball was not coming on, difficult, and the spinners will come into play. It did not seem like that. I'll go to both Bharat, Trisha, and you, Ishan. First, you start. Did not seem to me to be a bad track at all. Ishan Shane, thoughts?
I think I lost you there, Boria. I think there's a network issue.
Yeah, the question I was asking you is that based on the experience of this South Africa West Indies game, it did not seem to be a bad track. It was quite decent the way Laura Woolbach was batting, the way South Africa chased it down 120, practically 115 odd in no time. They were in complete control. Ball seemed to be coming on. It did not seem to be a bad track, Ishan.
Yeah, absolutely not, Boria. And like you mentioned, this New Zealand side is not a side that can be taken easily. I think they have some quality players, obviously, that can really pose a threat to this Indian side. And having said that, we also know that obviously the Indians on paper will be the better side. But like we've always known, the Kiwis have always been the team that will always put up the fight. So definitely it's not going to be a one-sided match for sure. And the Indians, when it comes to the bigger occasion, the pressure tends to get to them. So I feel the New Zealand team might look to capitalize on that. All we can hope is that this team comes together, the Indian team that is, comes together as one and handles that pressure really well. So it's definitely going to be an even contest. The wicket does look good. I'm expecting a great game, to be honest, Boria. I think it's going to be a fascinating one. All I can hope is that the Indian team holds on to the catches, because I feel this game might go down to the wire.
Games in Dubai be toss dependent.
I'm not sure. Maybe after this game, we would be better equipped to say that, because this is an evening game. I think for the day game, we clearly saw that the pitch was slow when it started off initially. A little bit of movement for Marizanne Cap as expected, and then the pitch became a belter in the second half because it was doing nothing. I think a few balls from Hayley Matthews turned, but there was very few. Nothing really concerning. So day games, yes, probably win the toss, bowl first. But as far as the evening game is concerned, I think there will be due throughout the match. What will be important, as you said, I think fielding. The other part is, I know we are talking about Amelia Kerr, but we should not forget Leigh Kasperek and Eden Carson as well, especially Kasperek, because Kasperek has the experience as well, and she's very, she's very calm, composed, which is what we also have to see, that what is the combination of spinners we are playing. That becomes important.
Okay, a couple of questions and comments. Someone is saying Nitish Gaming, Ayush Jindal, Boryada, these people would not even know the full squad. When India loses, they'll be the first to abuse on social media. I feel we should be a supporter of the game before criticizing our athletes. Spot on, Ayush Jindal. Aditya Thakur, I supported MI since the IPL started one. Basically, he's trying to say he doesn't change sides. Good on you, Aditya Thakur. Keep supporting the team even if they win or lose. Priyanshu Trishadia, group is tricky. I feel anybody can beat anyone. Spot on, Priyanshu. Who's saying what? Sports fan, we've taken that question already. Nitish Gaming, we support, but Harmanpreet Kaur खुद प्रेशर लेके दूसरों को भी प्रेशर में लाती है, वो एक दुख है. 100% सबको दुख है. दुख से सपोर्ट का कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है. आप सपोर्ट करते रहिए और ज्यादा दुखित हो जाइए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. आप रोइए ना थोड़ा, एटलीस्ट सपोर्ट तो कीजिएगा. हम सब रोते हैं.
Trust me, the moment the team loses, I think I'll be the first one who will start crying. But it happens with me because I'm an RCB fan as well. But that's how it is. I mean, full support.
बिलीव मी, मैं जब 2019 हारा बहुत रोया, क्योंकि मैं वहां पे था। हम प्लेयर से बहुत दोस्ती भी है मेरा। 2015 हारे, मैं स्टेडियम में था। 2017 जो चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी फाइनल, उसके बाद सौरभ और मेरे गाड़ी में लोग आके मारना शुरू कर दिए, वो मौका बोल के। तो ये हमने बहुत दुख सह लिया है। आप भी थोड़ा सा सह लो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। गुड फर्स्ट इनिंग स्कोर 135-40। भरत रामराज, गुड फर्स्ट इनिंग स्कोर 135-40।
Come again. There's some noise
Bharat
here.
can't hear because of some DJ music. So Bharat, not Bharat's fault. Bharat 135-40 first inning score. Good.
Yeah, I guess 140, 145. At least you can even target 150 in batting first. I think there's a little bit of pace in this pitch. I even talked off record to the curator here at the curator of the stadium, and he was telling me it is going to be a decent pitch for batting. We saw in the first match as well, South Africa easily chased on the target. So I think even a score of 150 could be quite competitive. But in fact, India and New Zealand, whoever bats first, would I think target at least 145, 150.
Burya, we got some fan visuals we can play out.
Yeah. I'll take this. You play the fan visuals and I'll leave. You all can continue. Snehashish, 140 good score.
Yes, I also think around 135 to 145 will be a good score. But as Trishadi said, it will be interesting to see whether in the evening games the batting will be that much easy or not. Because I know that dew might come into play, but in one innings or in the both innings, that will be in a question. I think this game will answer a lot of questions. After this game, I think we'll be more clear about all these new things. What will be the projected score that can help to defend that score. But overall, I think 135, 145 is a very competitive score to give your bowlers a chance to defend that.
Okay, Adi is saying that there was news Pooja's ankle was heavily strapped. That is a photograph that Snehashish and Bharat broke. So it was our reporters who broke that story yesterday and today, the moment she got off the bus, because they were the only two people who were there. So nobody else can even take that. Any update about her? That's the update, that her feet, the ankle is strapped. Whether or not she will play, we will know soon. We hope she will play, but there is clearly an issue because that's why the ankle was heavily strapped. We've got some fan visuals, rare fan visuals, because there are very few fans who've already made it to the stadium. So we will play those fan visuals, and on the other side, Trisha Ghoshal takes it ahead with Snehashish, Bharat, and of course Ishan. Let's have the fan visuals, Ishan.
Hi ma'am.
Hi,
How much are you guys excited to watch this
we are so much excited, and
Okay.
so after school we just came.
from school?
Yes,
Yeah,
directly.
very exciting to hear. And who are the players that you are looking forward to?
Harmanpreet, our captain. We hope India should win.
India.
Say, India. India.
How much are both are excited about the match?
We are very excited and the Indian team has a very good chance this time of winning. We have a very strong team. All the best to the Indian team and Harman. I feel the pitches will suit India and the bowling, especially the spinners. And looking at the Indian batting lineup as well, we have a strong batting lineup. Jemimah will be very key in the middle orders. And all the best to the team. We are taking the World Cup home. India!
Today India and New Zealand are playing. So who do you think will come out on top?
Of course, India.
So there's a lot of confidence in the Indian team in your answers. So who do you think will play well for the Indian team?
I think so. It would be Harmanpreet and Smriti who will be scoring highest runs.
Okay, anyone in the bowling attack, someone like Renuka Singh or Shahinga Patil?
I think so. Bhatia would do well on this wicket. So I'm looking forward for the whole team actually. But yeah, Bhatia would be doing well in the bowling, it seems.
This is something that shows your support for the Indian team, something like India Jitega or Hindustan ki Jai or something of that sort.
Go India and
Okay.
go and win the first game and
Okay.
set the tone right for the whole of the tournament.
Thank you very much. So obviously South Africa is on top at present. You must be very happy about the way the match is going.
Yeah, it looks good for South Africa. Easy win from here. Those two will knock it off. Yeah, easy job.
What do you think about the bowling performance? It seemed like a super bowling performance to restrict West Indies.
Yeah,
The score of
definitely. The left-arm spinner was the superstar. Nearly got a hat-trick. Yeah, she was the star.
So do you think South Africa can go all the way and lift the World Cup?
All the way. Yeah. Beat India, beat Pakistan, beat them all. Yeah.
So just a few words to show your support for South Africa.
Yeah,
Something.
go South Africa. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
How much are you excited with the match happening?
So it is the I think first women's T20 World Cup which is happening in UAE. Really excited to watch India playing against New Zealand today, and both of them have very good sides today. So looking forward for India to win, and then like if they beat Aussie also, then we have very good chance of winning the cup. Yeah.
Okay. And which are the favorite players that you both are looking forward?
Smriti Mandhana, the star, and then the Harmanpreet, the captain. So these two. Yeah.
Okay. India.
Go India, go! So we are waiting for you to lift the cup this time again.
What's your view on the first match against New Zealand?
I think India is playing well for last couple of days, so I'm sure they're gonna have a very beautiful match today.
Okay. And which are the favorite players that you are looking forward to?
So I'm looking at the Smriti Mandhana and of course the core, the great. I'm looking forward to see them on the ground.
One India.
India.
So today India and New Zealand are playing this match, India's opening game. So who do you think will win?
Well, I'm being an Indian. I'm here to support Indian team, and hopefully we will win today.
By how many runs do you think, or how many wickets?
The wicket runs. I mean, the wicket might, if it plays good.
Yes.
So I believe it will be 150 plus.
Okay. Any favorite player if you have in this?
Smriti Mandhana.
Okay. I'll just say today something like India jitega or something like that.
Obviously, India ही जीतेगा.
How much are you excited for the first match against New Zealand?
Oh, I am very excited. Like, I want to see this match. It's my first time.
Okay, so it's your first time.
Yeah.
So which are the favorite players that are looking forward?
All of them. All of Team India.
Okay, India.
Yes. Yeah. India.
Okay, so ma'am, what's your view about the match today against New Zealand?
Oh, I'm just looking forward for this match, and really the girls came to Dubai. That was my dream, that they should come and I should be watching this match. Thanks to UAE for bringing them here, and we will enjoy.
Okay. And who are the favorite players of yours?
Of course, India. No, it's Jamima is there, yes. Mandhana is there. Smriti Mandhana, and of course our captain. We should not forget her. She has made us proud. Thank you, India.
So what's your view on this match against New Zealand?
Definitely India will win. We're expecting Sri Lanka to perform well. Then our favorite, everyone's favorite, Smriti Mandhana and Harmanpreet Kaur. So we are expecting more, excitement match, and will be rock India. India will win.
Okay.
India.
Good to see that. Very nice to see that actually.
Yeah, and the best part was, I think, of course, we always knew that Smriti is a fan favorite. There's no doubt about that. But there were some good names coming up. Shriyanka Patil, Jemima. Because Ishan, I personally feel that if India has to go ahead and to pose a challenge in this World Cup, I think Jemima will be the player to watch out for more than anyone else. So it was nice to see. Snehashish Bharat, tell us more about the atmosphere.
Hello?
Tell us more
Yes,
about
good.
the atmosphere, what is going on there, and also on how important Jemima will be for India.
Yeah, currently there are a few more fans coming through. As I see,
Snehashish, you're talking, but you're on mute. Let
Sorry,
Bharat finish
sorry,
the
sorry.
answer.
Sorry, Ishan, I just shared two visuals in the group. Can you play those?
Okay.
Two visuals in the group. I just shared.
Ayush, I have seen your tweet yesterday, Ayush. I keep seeing your tweet. The moment you tag me, I see it, buddy.
Yes, Bharat. Can you tell us about the atmosphere and how it's like? Has it grown? Are there more people coming through now? Bharat, can you hear me?
sorry, again I have to ask the question. There's a lot of DJ noise.
Yeah, just about the atmosphere. How many people are coming through? Is it packed? Is the stadium getting packed at the moment?
Can you come again?
I think there might be a yeah.
Is the stadium getting packed? Is the stadium packed? What is the atmosphere? Do
Yeah.
you see a lot of people getting in now?
Some fans are now just now coming in. Few school girls are coming in. That's what I would say. As I say, maybe about 10, 12 girls are coming in. Maybe it's from the school, particular school. They want to fill our stadium. Otherwise, there were after the 5 o'clock, 5:15, around 5 o'clock, a few fans definitely started coming in. Until then, there was hardly anyone around. A couple of South African fans I met, maybe 4 or 5 South African fans, and then about 15, 20 Indian fans. Some of them obviously didn't want to talk, but there are very few fans. Obviously, you have to consider the fact that there's a lot of heat around, humidity as well. Only after 6:30 or something like that, I think the humidity will come down, the heat will come down, and it will get worse. So you might see more fans. But as I said, few school girls are coming in now. So hopefully, at least they will make some kind of thing, some kind of.
Marizana Cap behind Snehashish. No, I mean her cutout. That's what I meant. Marizana Cap and Haley Matthews. I mean, Marizana Cap was the one who removed both Matthews and Deandra Dottin. Sorry, Bharat, for interrupting. But yeah, I mean, see, there you go, Marizana Cap, and there's Catherine Bryce, Heather Knight. Where is Harmanpreet and all? Where is Harmanpreet and Sophie Devine? But anyway, Snehashish, Nitish Gaming has actually said something very interesting. Why don't you take the question? The question is, Shafali should play carefully without throwing her wicket. Simply, she is the player we need to score high.
See, Shefali is kind of a player, or you can call a batter who likes to play aggressively. I think you have to give her that space, and I think that is her role only. Go out there, play your shots, scores quickly, and that will give your team a blistering start and
Snehashish,
gives you yeah.
keeping our this whole thing of me interrupting you on.
Yeah.
New Zealand has won the toss and they have decided to bat first. So
Okay.
India gets to chase, and clearly New Zealand, I think, having seen Sharjah games yesterday, has taken this decision. At least seems so. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if that's a good decision. Snehashish, once you finish the Shafali point, go on and tell us if you think this was the correct decision from Sophie Devine.
Yes. So as I was talking about Shefali Verma, I think you have to give her that space, to go out and play your shots. I think that is her natural game. See, the same thing happens with Rishabh Pant. We always, when he gets out, with an ugly shot, it looks ugly, but when it comes out, it looks, fantastic. It becomes a fantastic knock, and a match-winning knock. A counter-attacking knock. So I think that from that perspective, from Shefali Verma, I think she also knows that consistency is a major part in anyone's career, in anyone's game. I think she needs to be consistent. I think she knows that. But when you are playing attacking shots too many, it is very tough to be consistent. But I think more than scoring 70, 80 runs, I think she needs to focus scoring 30, 40s, quick 30, 40s. I think that will be more beneficial for the team. And hopefully she can, play that kind of innings much often this time around in this World Cup. And coming to the toss, as Trishadi mentioned, that New Zealand have won the toss and elected to bat first, right? Bat first. Yeah, elected to bat first. I think I don't know. It's very confusing to see, because the previous game we saw how beautifully South Africa batted while chasing. So maybe they are thinking that okay, but I think the more the game will progress, we can understand how the pitch will work, and all eyes will be on the dew factor. I think if not in the first innings, I think in the second innings the dew might come, and if the dew really comes, then I think it will be beneficial for Team India to bat in the second innings. So I think overall it will depend how the dew will come or not in the second innings, but overall I think India will not much be disappointed with that New Zealand have opted to bat first. I think first game of the tournament, it's 50-50 in the toss. So I think India have a decent bowling unit, to restrict New Zealand under 120, 130. So let's see how they perform.
Yeah, well,
Trisha, yes,
to what
go
you
ahead.
said. See, even if you look at the IPL, when IPL was played, or even women's challengers were played in this part of the world, in the first 6 overs in Dubai, especially, it is very imperative that in the power play that you need to get some runs, because if you get some runs in the power play, then you can put up a good score. In that context, Shafali Verma, I think, has to play her shots when the ball is new. That is how I think she can get India, she can give India a good foundation. Because once the ball gets old, probably unless the blue comes into play, it might become a little bit difficult to play shots. As far as the toss is concerned, there's one more point I wanted to add. Maybe New Zealand are a little bit afraid of facing Indian spinners. India's troika of spinners batting second, so that could be a reason why they elected bat first.
And Trisha, I generally feel I think this New Zealand side are looking to just take the pressure off themselves. I think win the toss, bat first. I think that's one way of just taking the pressure off yourself and maybe get a total on board that could put pressure on the Indian team. So I think that might be one of the thought process over here. But generally, I feel the Indian team. There's a lot of talk that's always going around them that under pressure they tend to not perform. So I think, in my opinion, try and bundle on New Zealand for a total below par.
Ishan, look there. Harmanpreet Kaur and Sophie Devine right behind Sneha. That's the match we are looking at. That's the matchup.
The view around. Can you pan the camera around as well? Yeah, just. It's a lovely stadium.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, wow.
It's a beautiful stadium. And
yes,
Ishan, good news is that Pooja Vastrakar is playing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. We are going in with 3 pacers. All 3 of Renuka, Arundhati, and Pooja are playing. And our spinners.
I generally think they might go with 2 pacers though. That's what I actually felt. They might go in with 2 pacers and use an extra spinner.
But we have spinning options. I think enough spinners as well. We have got Shriyanka, we have got Asha, we have got Deepti. I think it always helps that all 3. I mean, Arundhati, I would not say that is a complete all-rounder, but she has been doing well in the domestic with the bat as well. So we can consider her as an all-rounder. And if we do that, then we have 3 solid all-rounders there in Deepti, Pooja, and Arundhati. So I think that helps. If you have more all-rounders, that always helps because, as Harmanpreet has said, that our batting lineup is quite big. And so we have part-time bowlers in Harmanpreet herself, and Shafali can bowl. So I think it's probably the best 11 that we are going for. So now my question is to you. You were trying to ask me, no, Ishan? Harmanpreet still at number 3. Boon, Pro.
Oh my God, that's actually what I wanted to ask you. Uno reverse. Okay. Harmanpreet is number 3. Yes, I think that's going to be the biggest question mark. It depends on how she takes it. That number 3 position is so important, Trisha, and I think if you make a mess of that position, the whole batting lineup after that tends to crumble. But if you manage to get some runs at that position, then somehow the rest of the batters also find the same momentum. So it's up to her. Definitely, I feel she'll definitely have an opportunity here. And she has to set the tone today. This is where you set the tone. The first match of the World Cup, if you manage scoring runs in the first match, most likely the confidence will remain with you and you will take that forward with the rest of the game. So it's all about today. It's going to be extremely important. I hope she manages doing that. I hope she doesn't fumble because obviously there will be a lot of backlash towards if she does. But this is the World Cup and there are no second chances here, Trisha. So I feel runs are important for her and I hope she manages to get those.
Bharat, number 3 problem, happy with Harmanpreet? Or do you think, which is clearly the case, that if Harmanpreet bats at number 3, there are a number of batters who are going to bat outside of the position that they generally take? So your thoughts on that? Bharat, mute. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
About Harmanpreet batting at 3. Harmanpreet, right? Yeah. See, obviously, she's someone who has decided to bat at 3 when the pressure. She kind of said that if you look at the scorecards, if you look at the practice games, then she is going to bat at basically she indicated that maybe she wants to really lead from the front. And Jemima Rodriguez at 4 and Astika Bhatia at 5. Yes, mid order keeps changing. That is something that I don't really like for a period of time. There should be some kind of stability just mid order. Just a few months ago, they were trying Thailand Himalata, they were trying Uma Chetri. Before that, they retained a little bit of change in the batting order. Jemima Rodriguez was at 3, and then she came at 5, and she did well. So I think India's middle order, there's a little bit of problem. But as far as Harmanpreet Kaur is concerned, at number 3, this is her chance to do well and do well in a World Cup because she averages only 20 in World Cups. For 15 years, she averages 20. So this is her chance to go out there and do something for the country, and she's not getting any younger. So perhaps this is her final chance in terms of T20 World Cups.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting question. Sorry, Snehashish, take this. Only Renuka is the real fast bowler. Renuka is not fast; she's medium, but others are not up to the mark. What's the reason? Really, DJ Happy? You're definitely not happy with them, but Renuka is the only fast bowler.
See,
I don't think Pooja will take it nicely. I don't think Pooja was.
yes, absolutely. I think in recent times, in every format, I will say that Pooja Bhastagar has performed really well. I think that is why we are very concerned to see her with that strap, because we all know that how important player she is for this team, especially in this format. Once again, I will say. But Renuka Singh, obviously, she is a very important player for this team. But you have to consider, the weather and other factors also. You have to look, today you have to keep an eye on her, how she performs in these conditions. I don't see these conditions favoring her that much, because the way she swings her ball, I think she needs some favorable conditions to do that. But in this heat, in this condition, with that new ball, how much she can do, I think only time will take. We all hope that she can do and she can take early wickets, but it will be, I think that it will be tough for her to do so. So in that case, I think Arundhati or maybe Pooja Bhastagar will come into play in this condition, because they are kind of hitting the deck bowler. I think hitting the deck bowlers will come into play in this track, and hopefully they will bounce. But overall, I think whether it is Renuka Singh, whether it's Pooja Bhastagar, whether it's Arundhati, if your pacers manage to give you 2-3 early wickets, I think that will set the tone for you, and that will that will help the team to restrict New Zealand at 120, and that will help India to chase down in a comfortable manner.
I will just put a point on Renuka Singh. If you look at Renuka Singh, she has a great record in the first over. By April 2024
Absolutely.
itself, dismissed 10 batters, I guess, in the first over. So always look out for the first over with Renuka Singh, because if you look at her wrist position, the first ball itself, she swings it. She's a nice wrist position, comes down nicely. Might swing from the arm, but it definitely swings. The first ball itself, it swings to Renuka Singh. Then occasionally, if you look at her wrist position, perhaps it doesn't come out as well as it should, but it only adds for variety, that is scrambled seam, occasional delivery made. They straighten up with, and that again adds to her QR, and then she has another one which is the cross seamer. If you look at her clip, hopefully next time if the printer is right, I will show all the wrist positions of Renuka Singh, because I have collected all the wrist positions. Next time I will definitely show it with photos.
Trisha, do you believe if New Zealand gets off to a flying start, this Indian team has that sort of caliber to get themselves back in the game? Or do you generally feel that this team can actually crumble under pressure as well, from what we've seen? That's my biggest worry here, because if New Zealand gets off to a flying start, if Renuka Singh can't get those early wickets, and there's somewhat, say 80 for 2 in the first 10 overs, does this side have that caliber to come back in the game?
With the bowling, yes, because we have some very good spinners. I think Asha Shobna will be one to look out for, in this tournament itself. I think Bharat and I had both spoken about the same point before the tournament as well. So if you're asking if we have the bowling to come back or not, yes, definitely we have the bowling to make a comeback. But then, if one I don't know if 150 or the higher 140 is posted. I'm not 100% sure if the batting form, if we are in that good a batting form to reach that. That's my concern more than bowling. I think the concern areas are batting and fielding more than again, because and fielding I'm bringing it up because there are two things. One, of course, fielding under lights, it's already difficult, and the other part is if there is dew, it won't be easy to take catches, especially if there are high catches. It's going to be very, very difficult. So I think that matters. A number of people are saying that after Richa Ghosh, there is no power hitter
Yeah.
in the team. That's another problem. While I understand it's T20s, so everybody is approaching with this mindset, but you have to remember that cricket is played in a pitch. So it also depends on how the pitch and conditions are. At least Sharjah wicket is not somewhere where you need two, three Richa Ghoshes in the team. One Richa Ghosh in the team after a stable build up can take you a long, long way. Um, Power hitter missing, I don't think should be a problem in this World Cup. In general, that's a problem with India. We can talk about that once the World Cup is over. But this World Cup, no. And I don't think that Sajna warrants a place in the playing 11. I think this is the best playing 11 that India could have gone for.
Yeah, absolutely. Bharat, I'll come to you. Can you hear me? Yeah. So, yes. So obviously, the bigger concern here is the batting, like Trisha mentioned, and how important would that start be? Shafali Verma, of course, dynamite of a batter. She needs to get those runs early up. Talk about that start. If New Zealand manages to post a total which is competitive, somewhere around 140, 150, how crucial will that start be for this Indian side?
Obviously, the top order, it would be very crucial for the Indians to get some runs in the power play. The first 6 overs in these conditions, even if you look at the WPL, sorry, Challenger and IPL and all those games that have been played, it's been very important in the power play that you get a good start. Once you get a good start, once the ball is a little bit old, it might be a little difficult to score the first 6 overs in a big rush. Someone like Shafali Verma is very important to get going, get some runs under belt, play some shots, play fearless cricket. Basically, of course, I don't agree with that but fearless cricket. It perhaps comes down to the fact concentrate on each ball. What happens in the previous ball, just concentrate on the next ball. I think that's the key for a batter like Shafali Verma. Just leave everything aside, play your natural game. Hopefully, place you can try.
Yes. Yes, Isha.
Sorry, Ishan, this is not regarding what Bharat said or Snehashi said. There is something in the comment section that I read, a comment which says, just a second, I'll read that comment from Pradeep
sure.
Shinde. Tragedy is no women is interested to watch Women's World Cup. College office girls like to discuss fitness of Hardik Pandya but not want to watch Women's World Cup. Let me put this record straight, right? First of all, it is not about how many women want to watch it, how many men want to watch it. It's about your team playing, your country playing out there, so you will support. Don't tell me that somebody doesn't support. First things first. Secondly, go and read all the names that are there in cricket Twitter who are discussing about women's cricket. 90% of them are women. I'm sorry, but Pradeep, you're talking about women in your circle. Do not watch women's cricket. Now, coming to the second point, they like to discuss fitness of Hardik Pandya. If you're talking about their interest in men's cricket or their interest in discussing Hardik Pandya, then there are a lot of men who watch women's cricket because Smriti Mandana has a beautiful smile. So don't give me all this. You don't want to support? Don't support. Don't tell me that women don't support. That's the tragedy. Men don't support. The sexism here doesn't come in who is supporting. The sexism comes in the fact that who is playing. Had this been a men's team, probably there would have been a better support. Had this been, something other than Olympic sports, maybe there would have been better support. The straight up point is if it's not men's cricket, every single sports person is not being supported. It's just men's cricket which gets a lot of support. It's not like we don't win in other sports. So don't come up with excuses, guys. Come on. And Aditya Thakur, I think that answered Aditya as well. Can I take a few questions quickly? Priyanshu says
Sure.
score prediction. I think everybody was saying somewhere between 130 to 140, Priyanshu. So I think that's the case. Tanmay Shaha is asking, does Arundhati Reddy bat? Yes, she does, and she does manage quite well. I think in WPL she has played one or two good innings. She has chipped in with the bat. Of course, she's not a batter per se, but she's a bowling all rounder. But she can manage with the bat. It's not like she cannot. And DJ Happy says,
There's a question
Shashwat-
here on Shafali's fitness as well.
Yeah, I'll take that, but I'll answer Shashwat first. Fix the audio problem, Bharat sir, maybe internet issue. Shashwat, one, internet issue, and two, I think also because a lot of DJ and music is going on in the background. That's why it's tough, but of course, Bharat will try. And here you can see Harman and Sophie Divine in the stadium. Give DJ Happy's question and let's straight up go to the man with the audio problem, Bharat. Shafali can be easily one of the best batters. Guys, let's start with the basics. Batters, not batsmen. Nobody's going to become a batsman. Batters, yeah. But her fitness keeps her inconsistent. Bharat.
Yeah, Shafali Verma, one thing I have to say, in the fitting sessions, she put up a good show. So maybe working on her fitness, she was going around well in the fitting session, and she was a better fielder going around. But you can still look at her fitness or have some in your fitness, because running between the wickets sometimes people criticize it. And fitness also helps your batting in the sense that the footwork will be better. Your fitness is better, then your footwork will be better, because your feet will move better. So in that sense, yes, she has to improve her fitness. But there were good indicators yesterday that at least in the fielding session she was moving around well and she was one of the better fielders. Perhaps that's an indicator that this is actually working on her fitness.
Thank you, Bharat. I think it's almost game time, so we'll quickly take the predictions. Sneashish, why don't you get started?
The only prediction is India is going to win. India is going to win, and I am sensing a huge victory. I think 8 or 9 wicket victory.
Wow.
I am sensing.
Sneashish is clearly very confident. Give us your score prediction as well, Sneashish.
I scored, I think, around 130, 135. Around 130, 135 New Zealand will score.
Bharat, what about you?
Yeah, I always said an hour or so ago that India are 60-40 favorites in this match. So you expect someone like India to come out top. But again, as I always know to Ishan, that cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, especially T20 cricket. On their day, New Zealand, if the three main players, of course, Kasparov or someone like Honest Trade, like Hannah or some of these cricketers do well, then who knows, New Zealand might come out on top as well. But they have to, I think, play above their potential, punch above their weight, and that is something that could help them come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this commenter, Sneashish, talking like Cummins. I just hope it doesn't backfire on the Indian team. That's all I can say. Trisha, your final thoughts?
I think I kind of agree with Bharat. I would still say 50-50 because, you never know. I have never seen any women discussing Women's World Cup. I am doing it. I discuss women's cricket with a lot of women. Maybe I'll just not say anything because this point, the point that you're trying to harp.
I meant to play this question actually, this statement that came out by mistake.
Bharat is always diplomatic, Priyanshu. Always diplomatic.
Also, 60-40 India's favor. If you want, make it 63.45.
My God, he said 63.45.
Okay, 63.45 for New Zealand, 63.45 for it.
But the interesting part is, sorry, Bharat, but the interesting part is, Ishan, the pitch report says that it has cooled down slightly and breeze flowing across the ground, which might mean that dew might not come in. If dew does not come in, it's a completely different ball game. But because of the breeze, Snehashish, Renuka will get the help. So that will work for us. About predictions, I hope that India wins, and I think India will win 60-40. I will go with Bharat, 60-40 India.
I'll go with 60-40 as well. We'll wait and watch. Thank you all for joining. There will be a post-match show, so make sure you tune in for that. Enjoy the games, Sneha Bharat, and we'll catch you all right after the match. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you after the match. Thank you.